guys, welcome back to yet another episode of Tales of Olympus, the podcast where we dive into the wildest, most dramatic, and sometimes just downright unbelievable stories from Greek mythology. I'm your host, Ariel Igao, and today we are starting a new series called the Trojan War. You probably have heard of it because it's the most famous war in the history of histories. But this isn't just about battles and heroes and stuff like that. It begins with a wedding. Let's start the story then. Once upon a time, the gods were throwing the biggest wedding ever. The sea nymph Thetis was marrying a mortal king named Peleus. She didn't want to marry him, but that's a whole different drama. Anyways, the gods loved weddings. Zeus, Hera, Athena, Apollo, Poseidon, they were all there. The food was divine. The ambrosia flowing like a river. The music, harps and flutes and a core of muses. Everyone was invited, literally, except one goddess, Eris, the goddess of discord, chaos, petty sights, sibling rivalry, ruining birthday parties. She saw the guest list and said something like, "Wow, left me off, huh? Okay, watch this." She didn't crash the wedding like a normal person. She didn't throw wine or flip a table. Nope, she walked in with a golden apple. And on that apple, 3 little words: to the fairest. She tossed it into the crowd and it vanished. Now remember, this is Mount Olympus. Everyone's got an ego the size of the sky. The second the apple hit the ground, 3 goddesses snatched it. Zeus actually catched it first, and Zeus didn't know what to do with it, but Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite each said, "Obviously, it's mine." And things got heated fast. Insults, lightning bolts, hair pulling. They ran to Zeus. They said that it was fair for Zeus to decide, and that who was the fairest. Zeus blinked. He might be the king of the gods, but he's also not stupid. Well, at least not stupid enough to do something horrible. But he actually did something horrible a lot of times. Anyways, he picked a mortal to judge, a prince, a shepherd. This boy was raised far away from his homeland. His name was Paris. Paris wasn't just some random farm boy. He was secretly a prince of Troy, the son of King Priam and Queen Hecuba, sometimes pronounced Hecuba, or Hecuba. But when he was born, an oracle said he would one day destroy his homeland. So they did the classic royal thing, left him in the woods. Except he didn't die. The king sent one of his guards to leave him in the woods, but he didn't. He took him to live in the woods together. Because the guard, didn't want to serve King Priam anymore, so they just ran away. And they grew up, and Paris was gentle, kind, and very good looking. And now the gods bring him into the biggest beauty contest ever. So picture this. Paris is sitting under a tree. The sunlight's golden. Suddenly, 3 divine glowing goddesses step down in front of him. He has to pick one, but the goddesses aren't playing fair. Each one offers him a bribe. "Pick me," said Hera, "and I'll make you the king of all the world. Every empire, every throne. You'll be the most powerful man alive." Athena said, "Pick me, and I'll make you the wisest and deadliest warrior. No one will defeat you in a battle. You'll be a hero respected forever." Aphrodite said, "Pick me, and I'll give you the most beautiful woman in the world. She will be yours." Paris thought, ruling the world? Cool. Being unbeatable? Okay. Falling in love with the most beautiful woman ever? Yes, please. He gave the apple to Aphrodite. And Aphrodite's prize was Helen of Sparta. And she was the most beautiful mortal woman ever to live. Also already married to King Menelaus of Sparta. But Aphrodite had made a promise. So Paris sailed across the Aegean Sea to Sparta. Some say Helen fell in love. Some say Aphrodite enchanted her. And some say that, well, Paris just kidnapped her. But one thing's for sure. Paris took Helen and brought her to Troy. The second Menelaus realized Helen was gone, he wasn't just heartbroken, he was furious. He called on his brother Agamemnon, king of kings. He called on all the Greek leaders because years ago they had all sworn an oath. If anyone ever threatens Helen's marriage, we all go to war. So they did. They built ships, they gathered soldiers, they summoned heroes, and they declared war on Troy, and that is how the Trojan War began. And that is how a golden apple started a 10-year war. Not because of strategy, not because of land, but because the gods loved drama and one goddess wasn't invited. Next time on Tales of Olympus, we meet the heroes Achilles, Odysseus, Ajax, and more as they prepare to fight. Secrets, prophecies, and a baby who doesn't even want to go to war. And I'll see you next time in the heat of the battlefield. My name is Ariel, I'm 11 years old, and I will see you next episode. Bye!